Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. In yesterday's video, I talked about the bottles that I passed on in 2024. In today's video, coming up are the bottles of whiskey I purchased this year, which I kind of regret because they put a dent in my wallet. But before we do all that, let's take a minute to talk about today's video sponsor. Today's video is once again brought to us by our great friends over at ZBiotics. ZBiotics is the world's very first pre-alcohol probiotic drink. Before I tell you what it does, let me tell you how easy it is to use. All you do is take a ZBiotics, you give it a good shake, you drink it before you start drinking alcohol, and then the magic happens. ZBiotics is the first of many good decisions because when you drink alcohol after you drink a ZBiotics, the toxic byproduct of alcohol called acetaldehyde begins breaking down in the stomach thanks to an enzyme the ZBiotics produces. Long story short, ZBiotics helps you feel better the day after drinking. If you drink responsibly, stay hydrated, and get a good night's sleep, the addition of ZBiotics to your pre-alcohol routine will make the next day after drinking basically a dream. You'll wake up and say, wow, am I dreaming? Because it certainly feels like the greatest dream. A lot of celebration happening this time of year, and with celebration comes a bit of drinking. So stock up on your ZBiotics, because if you don't, you'll say, what was I thinking? I should have clicked on the link in the description below, scanned the QR code on the screen, or went to zbiotics.com/ADHD. Because when you use code ADHD at checkout, you'll save 15% off your first order of ZBiotics. So stock up on ZBiotics and make the mornings after you're indulging a bit better. Thank you so much to ZBiotics for sponsoring this video, and thank you viewers for supporting the people who support this channel. Business is done, now let's get down to business. First bottle of whiskey this year that I wish I didn't purchase was this Widow Jane friggin' 10-year, I don't know why I bought it. I was in the Denver area and I saw it on a shelf. It was a 375 milliliter bottle and I was like, 30 bucks, who gives a crap, or whatever it was. I'll buy it and I'll have it to compare to other things. Turns out, didn't really want to have it after tasting it, but I got it. This particular bottling is very minerally and I don't see myself drinking it. We'll say 30 bucks out the window. Damn it. Would have been nice to spend that $30 on something I would actually enjoy. Crap. Looking down at my feet, it appears that there may be a theme here, but I promise you it's not. A lot of the brands that disappointed me also made me happy in other ways. So if anything sticks out like a sore thumb to you today, just know that I also love some of that distillery's whiskey. Next up on the list is this Bernheim Original Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey Barrel Proof A223. It's 119 proof. I bought it because I did not own one before. I think I spent like $69.99 on it. We'll call it 70 bucks at the same store as I picked up the Widow Jane at. Am I happy about this purchase? Do I love it? Well, you can tell that the answer to that is probably not. I think one of the best things about having this Bernheim wheat whiskey is to have a reference point for what wheat whiskey tastes like. Did I need to spend $70 for that? Probably not. I'm not saying that all of these Bernheim wheat whiskey barrel proof offerings are bad, but I am saying that this one will probably stay at this fill level. Unless of course I send it to everyone on Matt Madness, in which case, that'd be smart of me. Shouldn't have bought it, should have allocated the funds for something better, something I would actually enjoy. Next up on the list is this Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye. I went in depth on this bottle in a video that I shot a while back. I can't remember what video it was, but if I do remember it when I'm editing this video, I'll put the link to that video right there. Oh, I know what it was. It was the video when I talked about how I did not like this, but some things that are put together, like the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye and the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Tennessee Whiskey, when those are put together, it's really good. When this was put together, it was really not good. I thought for sure I would enjoy this much more than I did, and when I purchased it, I had no idea how much of a disappointment it would be once it went through my mouth and into my belly. I can't remember exactly how much I spent on this, but we'll call it 50 bucks. 50 bucks I could have spent on something I actually enjoyed. Then we got this bad boy. Larceny Barrel Proof Batch B524, the B batch. Do I enjoy this? America. So naughty bugger. I keep telling myself that I'm gonna stop buying Larceny Barrel Proof batches, then I continue to buy them. So is it Larceny Barrel Proof's fault? No. Is it my fault? 100%. There has only been one batch of Larceny Barrel Proof that I've ever actually loved, and it's one that I didn't buy, one that I haven't purchased, and I actually can't even remember which one it is. I'll have to go through my lineup one day to see which bottles I have, and it's the one I don't. I tasted it blind and I absolutely loved it. It tasted like a dusty bourbon for some reason. The rest of them, however, I just keep buying them, and they keep piling up here in this garage. Larceny Barrel Proof Batch B524, 60 bucks. 60 bucks that could have went towards something I actually enjoyed. Since apparently I'm in the mood for picking on Heaven Hill, we'll go ahead and say that this bottle, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch A124, I regret buying because I do not like the pour. And I just realized that the bottle I'm holding is not that at all, but it's a toasted rye whiskey, which I also regret buying. That's funny. Not happy I bought this either. What a coincidence that I'm holding this in my hand. A whiskey that wasn't even meant to be in the video, but guess what? Deserves to be in the video. I don't love toasted barrel stuff, so I don't know why I continue to buy it. It's my bad. It's totally my bad. I know what I like, I know what I don't. This was $60 spent on a bottle that I don't enjoy, in a bottle that would realistically be better off had I saved the money and spent that 60 bucks on something that I actually enjoy. Here it is, it was to my right. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch A124. Like I was saying, I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, or I did anyway. So every time I see a new batch, I've got to buy that son of a bitch. Batch. I have to buy it because I'm just hoping for a good one. Now, I never tried the Elijah Craig B524 because it never made it to Colorado. And the C924, which I had a sample of and really, really enjoyed, also don't have a bottle of it. If you have an extra one, send me an email, ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com, because I need one. Damn it, I need one. If I was able to get my hands on a bottle of C924, I think it would have made my best whiskeys of the year video, but unfortunately where I live, they never hit. The only bottles of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof on the shelf in freaking Colorado are these A124s, which unfortunately suck. Will I continue to buy every single new batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof when I'm able to buy it? Yes, because I want them to be great. But do I regret spending $80 on this A124, which will just sit next to my feet on the floor? Yeah, I do. Because guess what? That's $80 I could have spent on something that I actually enjoy. You can tell I'm not fibbing because of the fill level. They're all pretty friggin' full. Next up is this guy, Baker's Single Barrel High Rye 7-year limited release bourbon. It's 107 proof. Do I enjoy a Baker's low rye bourbon? I enjoyed the small batch variety more. Then they switched to the single barrels. I've had some that are better than others, but when I saw the high rye varietal of Baker's on the shelf, I just could not help myself. I purchased it, I brought it home, I cracked the plastic, I popped the cork. America. I poured it in a glass, and I didn't love it. I did not love it at all. I believe I shot a review for this bottle. If I didn't, I need to. I know I talked about it in the past. If I did shoot a video for this, I'll put it up there. I'll put a link right there. It just did not do it for me. Are other barrels different? Sure. Could they possibly blow my mind apart? Maybe, but this one? Not great. And was a waste of like 70 bucks. $70 that I could have spent on something I actually enjoyed. And then last, but certainly least, I picked this bottle up when I was vacationing in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan this past summer. I opened it on a live stream and I was like, what on planet Plutron is this? Because it tastes like absolute friggin' garbage. It actually didn't taste like garbage, but it didn't taste like $150 bourbon. Woodford Reserve Batch Proof 2024 has me looking around like, who in the hell, who did this? Why is this batch the way it is? Uncomplex, unremarkable. It's spiky and pointy and jagged. It's extremely rough around the edges. It comes in a 700 milliliter bottle, so you know there should be 50 more milliliters of something you won't enjoy. I've enjoyed Woodford batch proof bottles in the past when others haven't. I've said good things about them, but this year when I paid $150 for it, I was like, that's not it, brother. That's not it. Very underwhelming and very overpriced. I tried it a few times to see if I was crazy, and every time I tried it, I realized I was not crazy. I was just the world's top whiskey taster. $150. Actually, I think it was more. It was like 160 or so. I don't remember. But we'll just call it 150 bucks. When I should have spent that $150 on something that I actually enjoyed. 150, 210, 280, 360, 420, 460, 490, 540. There sits $540 roughly plus tax of whiskey that I purchased just to purchase, when I could have spent that $540 plus tax on things that I actually enjoyed. The Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 8 and the Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9 that I talked about in yesterday's video that I really wanted to purchase but couldn't afford. I could have almost purchased both of those bottles with what I spent on these. I would have held them close to my borderline enlarged heart, I would have. But no. I had to purchase these bottles because they were either new, I had to review, I wanted them to be good, I wanted them to have to compare to other things, or just because I hate money. I don't know. What's the point of this video? Great question. The point of this video is this. Find things you enjoy. Find things you love. Don't fall into the friggin' FOMO trap. Don't buy things just because they're there. Spend your whiskey money wisely on things that you've enjoyed before and things that you believe you'll enjoy even more. Not only is whiskey expensive, but it takes up space, and the bottles you don't drink will eventually outlast the bottles you do, and you'll have an entire garage full of things that taste like poo. Write that down. Coming up on the channel this week, I'll talk about my best finds in 2024, the best whiskeys I was able to purchase in a store, and also my top 24 whiskeys of 2024. I appreciate you so much. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Hit subscribe if you're not. Hit the thumbs up if you have a thumb, and leave a comment down below. What are whiskeys that you purchased that you regret from 2024. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on getting up when you know your leg is asleep, because it's been asleep for a while and I've ignored it and I've kind of just pretended like it wasn't happening, but now we're to the point where I have to stand up and it's an issue. You know, it is definitely an issue. I put all my weight on the edge of the stool because it got fired up. And now I might not have a right leg anymore. It might be gone. I think the blood flow is just not sure if it'll ever get back. If it doesn't, I'll be the fattest one leg guy ever. Damn it. See you in the next video. Happy New Year, everybody. Love you guys. Bye.